Nicolas Bures, Magna Bures Oil, LLC, Sheridan, Wyoming.
Now, you're based out of Sheridan, Wyoming, but I think the last time we checked in with you guys were drilling or finding some success down in the Illinois Basin. Do I got my notes right?
Yeah, we just moved down from that area down here. It's an inexpensive drill and a lot more risk-friendly.
So what's happening down in the Illinois Basin?
We're continuing to do what we've always done. We're drilling oil wells, having success at it. We've just acquired a lot of oil wells in the Illinois Basin that are for sale at this point. A lot of landowners at this point cannot afford to keep their oil wells up and running by themselves. They don't have the experience to do it, so they're putting them up for sale. And it's actually become a lucrative opportunity for people that would like to, get into something without drilling. It's already been drilled and it's producing oil.
Well, and also the last time I checked in with you, you guys were doing like a $75,000 well, or trying to come up with a really favorable number for an entry level investment. I mean, you're talking about something under $100,000. That's, I guess, would be considered entry level on a lot of different aspects. Actually, under $1 million is entry level on a lot of aspects. But talk to me a little bit about that price point and where you guys are at with that.
Well, we're doing the same thing. We've still got 2,500 acres that's available for drilling in the lower portion of the Illinois Basin. We're keeping it at that set price. We're doing that for a reason, because we believe in the more that we drill, the better off we'll be in the long run. We're doing our best to establish a network of oil wells throughout the Illinois Basin, both re-entry wells and drilling wells. And because of the success of it, we've decided to just at the same rate we've been always doing, and it seems to be working rather well.
And people are seeing pretty good returns on that $75,000. That's the set price, right? 75.
Yeah, it's 75, and when I say 75, a lot of people think that's just drilling and that's it, but that includes everything. As long as we've shown the leases that we have designated for that. But right now it's between 30 and 40, and that's pretty good for the market nowadays.
Now, where is the Illinois Basin? What states are we talking about?
Well, it runs from Illinois, Indiana, and goes into Kentucky, around the Indiana-Kentucky border, around Owensboro, Kentucky, and down through Daviess County, Ohio County, Butler County, and Warren County. A little bit in Scottsville, Kentucky, which is Allen County, but the majority of what we're concentrating right now on is Warren County, because that's where we've had our best success at so far. And it's inexpensive to drill. When we go up higher into the Illinois Basin, you have to drill deeper. And when you drill deeper, there's more of a cost to it. So we're kind of staying in the same area right now for cost effectiveness.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you is, I do a lot of covering of the Bakken, and, they're talking, $7 million for a well, that sort of thing. But they're also going 2 miles deep and doing some pretty complex fracking. For $75,000, I mean, how primitive, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but some of these fracking things are pretty complex, and to me, it would seem like you're using a lot of old school methods to get this I guess shale or this land cracked. What without divulging your secrets, what are you guys doing there at the well?
Well, it's not really a secret. A lot of people are doing it up here. We just realized the profit potential in it. That's why we've moved to this area. But it's a simple drill with an air rig. There's no platforms or anything to put up. The area is already set up for electrical most of the time. Our road structure is great, so there's not a building of roads. We go to between 800 and 1,500 feet to hit our oil well in what's called the coniferous, which you can Google that. Illinois Basin coniferous in Kentucky, and you'll see the success it's had. It's got about an 85% success rate as far as drilling. So it's a simple acid stimulation. It's not really a frac. We put 2,500 gallons of acid, pressurize it into the formation with packers, and that does the job. So as far as the old-fashioned serious fracking, it really doesn't work in the Illinois Basin, because down here, especially where we're drilling at right now, there's a lot of red clay. And the red clay does not allow the oil to go from formation to formation. And what I mean by that is these are fault traps. So the red clay doesn't allow the crude oil to migrate to other fault traps. So you don't need to frack conventional ways where you got to go out so many feet before you put your oil to come back in. It's usually all right there in one area. A right now, the Kentucky Geology Department and the University of Kentucky they say there's about 1 million barrels in each hole that we drill. The maximum it can do. Now, you're not going to get anywhere near that, of course, but these wells do last usually between 20, 23 years. It's got when you first drill, it's got about 28% decline rate and about 7% a year after that. But the longevity of these wells makes it well worthwhile to get into one. This isn't a get-rich-quick well. It's a continuous stream of revenue for many, many years, and that's why it's popular. Plus, with the tax breaks they're getting today for drilling, it makes for a great opportunity. The 75 gets you 100% working interest and 75% net revenue interest, so you can't beat it. You can't get that anywhere else in the United States that I know of.
Well, how can somebody go about doing that? I mean, these are dollar figures that middle class people can seriously look into. I mean, you don't have to be rich to do what you're talking about here. So, do they go through their bank? Do they call you guys directly? Is there some sort of, third party middleman? Talk to me a little bit about if somebody's got some interest in, getting involved in one of these $75,000 wells, how they can do that.
Yeah, we don't have middlemen. When you come on board with us, if you do more than one well, we actually assign the lease to you, so it'll be your lease. And right, that has to know that purchases our crude oil from us, and they send your checks directly to the individuals. There's no middleman at all. They don't send us the check, and then we take fees and everything. The monthly fee to run one of these suckers is probably only about $135 a month, which has a major problem to it. So the monthly fees aren't that big a deal. But we register it with the state as their property, and the well belongs to them. They make the decisions on them right along with us. So we've got people that are in line to partner with other people. We've got people that just come in and basically write checks and they go to town. It's not in the oil business, and I'm sure people that listen to your program know that there's a lot of one particular $300,000 in Texas got barely a few percentages of an oil well. And when the oil well went under, they basically lost all their money. Well, in the Illinois Basin, you can take that $300,000 and drill, 3 wells and have 3 chances of hitting more than just one. And with an 85% success rate, it's awful. It's a thing not to do that. It's just people have a hard time grasping that there can be oil up around the Kentucky, Indiana area, and there is oil up here. But like I said, it's not a get-rich-quick thing. It's you take your tax break, longevity of revenue coming into you. But as far as middlemen and everything, we don't believe in that. We are there to work for the people and report to them. As long as they, have some kind of understanding of the oil business, then they shouldn't have any problem at all understanding and being able to take care of what we do for them.
What are some of your investors saying? Are they, do they have to be patient? Are they getting good returns? Are they looking at it as a retirement account thing, I guess? What are you hearing back from some of your investors?
Well, you've got to be both. I mean, you're going to get a return, but you have to be patient about it too, because these are a little bit different. Up in Texas, and that's the hardest thing I think we have with people that are new to the business. They're used to watching TV or something and thinking that when you drill an oil well, you're going to get a gusher and it's going to make you $1 billion in 2 weeks, and you can sit back and relax and take it easy. But that's just not the way it is in Illinois State. And it's not even really like that in Texas. There's a process you have to do to figure out what the actual production rate's going to be. It's a slow process. It takes weeks to figure out exactly what the production is going to be out of a well. And if you keep your patience, you'll be happy. But when you get impatient, you want to know, well, how many barrels is it doing every day? Well, it's going to fluctuate every day because these are natural gas driven. They're not water driven. So the natural gas is what brings the oil up to the top for us. And we have to regulate that pressure in the pumps to make it the most efficient, make it last the longest. So there is a patience procedure, I guess, where you've got to let us do our job before you decide you want to be J.R. Ewing. But for the most part, everybody's happy with it. It's just those few that are new to the business and want to know right away if they're making millions of dollars. They may be a little unhappy with it because it's a slow process of figuring out exactly what the production is. But just wait, and you'll get checks for the next 20 years from these wells. So it's both, really. So
you're out of Sheridan, Wyoming. You've got some success down in the Illinois Basin. Are you guys anywhere else around the area? I know Wyoming has been in the news lately as the newest hotbed for drilling and that sort of thing over in the Powder River Basin. But are you guys involved in any other shale plays?
Well, we've basically stayed in the Illinois Basin. Like I said, in the past we've done stuff elsewhere, but we've had the success here, and it's a lot easier process to drill wells. There's a lot more inexpensive. It's like you said, it's old school, and we like it. We came down here when the oil prices dropped because, if you drill oil well, at least $200,000, we'd have hardly anything. You're not going to recover it like the old days. Old days we used to drill one well if we missed. We just drilled another one because it was $100 a barrel of oil, and it was easy to make your money back. But even now at 75, WTI crude pricing of today, it's not as easy to make your money back as you think it is. So we're going to stay here for a while. I think it's the next couple of years this is the place to be, and I just don't see a reason to go back and take all the risks that we used to take up in the oil countries of the United States.
Anything that we missed? Anything you want to reiterate? I kind of like to give guests kind of the final word, so go ahead, and the floor is yours.
Well, I couldn't really. Could you ask me that again? I didn't really understand what you said there.
I just kind of wrapping up. I like to give guests kind of the final word, and if there's anything we forgot to talk about, or anything you want to reiterate, or maybe if you want to just plug your company, that sort of thing. But I generally like to give guests kind of the final word. That way, the question's not framed by me, if you will.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's what I want to bring out to everybody is if you're in the oil business and you haven't given the Illinois Basin a chance, you should do that. I mean, even if you just do one well or a half a well on somebody else, the best thing to do is give it a chance. You can always get a hold of us at magnabures.com, and that's magnabures.com. There's a contact page over that phone number. Just give us a call. Once you contact us, we can just send you down general information about the area we're working in. It has the geology with it. It has the decline rate part of it. Everything you need to know is in it, and just make your own mind up. But I think if you come here with an open mind and understand that this is longevity more than J.R. Ewing stuff, I think you'll be very happy. You get the same tax breaks. You get everything. You just have less risk, and maybe we'll drill a lot more for your buck.